We'll try to take some video here. We got snow coming. It's going to cover up my beautiful spring flowers. Let's go get a quick video and see what's blooming. It's my hyacinths. First hyacinth of the season. Some Daffodils coming up. Here's some more. I think these are a type of hyacinth too. Real tiny. I'll have to look up and see if I can find the right name for those. So we've had 80-degree weather, and now all of a sudden it has gotten really, really cold. We got 2 inches of snow coming tomorrow. There's another grouping. This is what I refer to as my Dutch garden. Lots of things coming up. These are alliums I have planted around this Russian sage. So the purple alliums come up in the spring, and then of course in the fall, summer and fall, the Russian sage comes up. It's pretty cold out right now. It's 40. It's gonna get down to 34 tonight, but there's some more tulips coming. And as I stand here, we'll take a pan. You can see the garden. We'll go back down the path. We've got tulips and hyacinths on each side of this path. I'm sorry, we have tulips and daffodils on both sides of the path. And I have other little things coming, like there's some creeping phlox coming there. So as we continue to walk down the path here, here's a nice collection of daffodils that technically should pop tomorrow. They're orange or an apricot variety, but I don't know what's going to happen with this cold snap. I'm pretty disappointed if I miss my spring blooms for the year. I'm going to walk down the path a little bit further here. And here is another grouping of tulips and hyacinths. And then this group is a group of tulips and hyacinth. I think this is a parrot tulip variety. So this comes really late compared to the other ones. And then continuing down the path. And I've got some Alliums coming up that I planted last year from seed, and that came up nice. And again, I got the hyacinths coming up around the Russian sage. So this was some more tulips that I've got planted there. Is all part of what I call my Dutch garden. This garden is what I refer to as my fairy garden. It's not fairy as in miniature, it's fairy as in I'm going to have some fairy statues in here. So there's a group of tulips that I put in here. They should be mostly white with a sprinkling of red. As my husband requested, that's what I plant. Again, I don't know if I'm going to get to see them. We'll see what happens. It's going to be really, really cold. Lots of snow. So I would be pretty disappointed if I can't get to see them. The other thing you can see, as I come down the path, I have this boxwood that is going to need to be pruned. It had some winter dieback, but it's called a wintergreen boxwood, and didn't like our cold weather apparently. These tulips, you can see there's bigger tulips kind of going down. This is from an old bed where I've got some random tulips still coming up. Here, they have been in the ground for well over 10 years, and they still produce for me. This garden is what I refer to as our courtyard garden or our pavilion. Last year I planted privet along here, and then in between the privet I put in alliums, as I know the bunnies shouldn't touch them. And so they're coming along, but again, we've got really bad winter storm coming. Hard to talk about winter storms and spring bulbs, but that's what happens when you live in Zone 4 up by Minneapolis. So these are looking pretty good. Well, hopefully they'll survive. I'll have to do a follow-up. So this little area here is in front of my vegetable garden. And these are some different crocus that are coming up. I have tulips in here too. And they're closed up because we're getting close to the evening now. They open in the daytime and they close at night, but they've been coming nice. We'll see how they do. Usually crocus will make it through a snowstorm, but we'll see. This here is my woodland garden that I just put in last year, and I filled it full of daffodils so the bunnies wouldn't disturb them, because I have a rabbit pressure in this area. And you can see they're starting to come up, which I'm really happy about. But also, I don't know what's going to happen when we get this snow and ice storm. It may take them out, so I wanted to get a quick video showing what should have been a great display. That's a nasty wind blowing. It's very cold out right now. So here's some daffodils. Get a good picture of what that should be looking like. Little stakes in there representing where I put some ferns in. Some regular ferns. But yeah, this should be an absolutely glorious display. If the if the weather doesn't kill everything off, this should be a wonderful display of daffodils. So stay tuned. This area here is what I refer to as the triangle garden off the deck. And I've got some tulips here that bloom a little bit later. Again, we're preparing for this winter storm. Here's another view of my hyacinths in the Dutch garden. Of course, displaying purple, one of my favorite colors. So again, I'm hoping that we'll be okay and everything comes through this winter storm.